And like that, it's on. The show is started. Welcome to Loud and Nerdy on a Tuesday night. Thank you for joining us. My name is JW Colwell. I'm joined, as always, by my good friend, Jerry Kamora of the band Slapjaw. How are you doing on this fine Tuesday night, Jerry?
Doing great.
Awesome. I'm doing very well. I think we're gonna have low viewership tonight because I think Daredevil started 3 minutes ago, and I think that's gonna be everybody's talking about Daredevil. And
put my Daredevil costume on.
Yes, should have worn the Daredevil costume. We're gonna talk about that. We have a guest tonight. We have my good friend. It's a welcome Harry night. Harry KRENITSKY is gonna be with us. I got to put up, hold on. If I'm going to use this, I got to use the right banner. Hold on. Credit Sony Pictures. Harry was on Wheel of Fortune, and they sent us cool pictures of Harry on Wheel of Fortune, which is super cool. We'll get him with a smile, trying to win some money. There he won $2,000. Pretty cool. Yeah, and so Harry's going to join us. Harry was a teenager who I taught improv to. I wasn't great at it, but he was good. And so, we've just kept in contact, and he's a great kid, and he's engaged now. Like he's the kind of kid that I've hung out with since he was young, and now I'm older and he's older, and I feel much older.
Get off getting married.
Yeah, it's like, fuck. Holy shit.
You're not old enough to get married.
What's going on? But the fiance is really cool. So, more power to it. I wish them both the best. They're great kids, but they're not kids.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's just weird for me. So we're gonna have Harry on.
In our life
we're gonna talk improv. We're gonna talk improv adventures. We're gonna talk Wheel of Fortune auditions. We're gonna talk Wheel of Fortune. Like, obviously, we're gonna ask how Vanna was, if she was like uppity or if she was like giving you vowels for free. Important stuff. But we're going to talk movies first. Good evening, Ken McKernan, Canadian Ken.
What's up, Canuck Ken?
Canuck Ken or Canadian Ken or just Ken in general. I see you're working on your health, Ken. Congratulations on the 9,000 steps today. We're a tight viewership group here in Loud and Nerdy Land. This is a live show though, so you can ask questions and talk. Let's get to the news first. I know that last week we made fun of me saying this movie was going to be very big, Jerry. Joe especially and Raven both it looks kind of dumb and all kinds of stuff. And I just want to point out the movie grossed $80 million over the weekend. It's $140 million worldwide. It's a record opening for Amazon MGM. It's second best opening for Ryan Gosling behind Barbie, which opened $162 million. It is a big hit, and if it has a good second weekend, it will be a much bigger hit. But more than that, it is a phenomenal film. It is, it's heartfelt and warm and just engaging and all of the things that you want out of big action movies. And, second place was Hoppers. That movie is just, you say, I don't want to say bouncing along, but it's bouncing along. It fell 37% to 18 million. After 17 days, it's got 120 million domestic, 242 million worldwide. Durinhar, The Revenge, which is a 4-hour Indian action movie, came in third with 9.5 million. It beat out, funny enough, Ready or Not 2, which I also saw this week, which was also fantastic. Good sequel, like a solid A+ sequel. If you like the first one, if you like people exploding because of devil packs, you're all in. It adds Catherine Newton. It has Sarah Michelle Gellar and Sean Hattasy as well. Good cat. Elijah Wood also playing like a devil lawyer kind of thing. It's fun. It follows the rules of sequels in the sense that it upgrades everything. More gore, more kills. The game is a heightened version of hide and seek more than it was even in the first one. So that did okay, but not great. Miserable news of the week. We've had some deaths, Jerry.
Always.
Let's start with this. Now, I was trying to I was looking at the concept of him, right? The idea of, who or what, I don't necessarily agree with his politics, but I enjoyed his movies. He was one of those guys from the 80s that I think was, how do I put this? He was right below the main action tier for me, right? He's above
canon movies.
Right, he's in canon movies. So he's right below. Schwarzenegger.
But he was just as good though. That's
the movie, right. The movies are just as good, but they're not I would never confuse Commando and Predator with Missing in Action and Invasion USA. You know what I mean?
I get it.
Quality wise, and that's
I get it.
He's for me the action tiers are Schwarzenegger, Stallone, Willis. Then the next tier would be Chuck Norris, Van Damme, Seagal.
That's accurate.
You know what I mean? But he was at the top of that second tier, right? Because he made a ton of movies. I think I was looking at it, all available on Tubi, by the way. I think I put up a list.
Or at my house.
They're all at your house. Yeah. No, I know.
I got a bunch of them.
But if you want to watch it for free on Tubi, I think I put up there's a really good, a good Norris list.
Do they have Silent Rage on Tubi too?
Silent Rage is also on Tubi.
Awesome.
Yeah, I was going through.
I loved Forced Vengeance. I thought that was awesome.
Well, I think all of his movies, they're all fun. They're all
and of course Invasion USA is Rostov.
Right, they're just
time to die.
Okay, so I got an email. Hold on. I got emails going on. Give me a second. I'm going to let you talk a little bit about Chuck Norris when I get the list up for you. As soon as I find it. God willing, getting everything right. And I think she said Raven needs the link, which is interesting because I definitely sent it to her and everybody.
It's the missing link.
It's the missing link. That's funny. I mean, it is funny.
I have that movie too somewhere over here.
How did I miss the link? Okay, here's the list. You talk about it for a couple minutes. I'm going to get her the link so she can watch it. But this is a good Chuck Norris list.
Oh, absolutely.
If you want to get into it, I love Code of Silence. I think Code of Silence is probably my favorite.
Yeah, Code of Silence was great. And Delta Force with Lee Marvin. Well, then they had Delta Force 2. But I did like Lone Wolf McQuade too.
And Missing in Action. I think Missing in Action is probably.
I actually like Missing in Action too, though. I mean, I love
one where it's the pre one, right? It's the prequel.
Yeah. With Colonel Yin.
And you can't beat the Way of the Dragon because he's fighting Bruce Lee.
Absolutely.
In the Octagon. All of these are interesting, fun movies. Code of Silence is a cop movie. It's not a Chuck Norris movie. It's essentially a corrupt cop movie.
Yeah.
That has Chuck Norris in it. And then you mentioned Silent Rage, which is it's essentially Chuck Norris versus Michael Myers.
Pretty much.
It's essentially Chuck Norris versus Michael Myers. It's a serial killer he gets put in some sort of scientific thing where they're trying to take away his sociopath muscles, and instead of taking away his sociopath muscles, they take away his ability to feel pain.
Right.
And so he becomes the guy that can walk through glass and take
Michael
bullets.
Myers without a mask.
Yeah, he becomes fucking Michael Myers. It's great. But he was not the only loss. So Chuck Norris, rest in peace. I, again, don't necessarily agree with the politics, but he was an enjoyable actor to watch in the 80s, and then he reinvented himself in the 90s. Because Walker, Texas Ranger was a big hit, whether you watched it or not. It was on for 9 seasons. And Raven's here. What happened? Are you okay?
The link wouldn't work.
Okay. Well, you're here now. We're doing Rest in Pieces.
Okay.
This person passed away yesterday. She was gorgeous.
Who died?
Valerie Perrine died. Miss Tessmacher. But she also had an Oscar nomination for Lenny.
Okay.
And she was a great actress.
I couldn't say that. It looked like Superman, but I couldn't figure out what it was.
Yes, it's Miss Tessmacher. See? But the one scene that everybody remembers, because it's probably one of the best scenes in the movie, Superman down, out, in trouble, in the water, has the kryptonite around his neck, has to stop 2 nuclear missiles from hitting their targets. And Miss Tessmacher becomes a hero for a moment. I'm sad to see her go. She apparently was in a lot of pain, though, Parkinson's, and just suffering with this awful disease that we need to find a cure for. But she was like, she was a really good comedic foil to Gene Hackman, and also, again, an Oscar nomination for playing against Dustin Hoffman in Lenny. Let's get some comment. There are a lot of comments. Oh my God, more people came in. Let's see. Hold on. Good evening, Joe. Thanks. Good evening, Cindy.
Mom.
All of us old folks, you guys are kids. Laugh out loud. I am not a kid anymore.
I am. I don't know what you're talking about.
Crappy movies have made money in the past. It's not a crappy movie, though, Joe. It's not. Willie Romero, hello. Welcome, William.
Hello.
Grab Chuck's good Chucks wear good guys wear black earlier today. Hey guys, hey Elena, thanks for joining us. After a death, obscure movies tend to pop up. I think these particular 5 for Norris they're a good starting point if you want to watch a Chuck Norris movie. He was the Octagon.
Is Chuck Norris really from Texas Ranger?
Yes, I was talking about that, how he reinvented himself.
And the memes.
And the memes.
That makes a lot of sense. That's the time frame. Right?
Yes, our time frames are different.
Right.
Like I said, I know him,
Mine's like, what's he doing playing a cowboy ranger on a TV show?
He's a movie star.
He's a mercenary.
I don't remember him from when that first aired. I remember him from reruns.
Do you remember that, Jerry, though? Like back in the day, my dad used to say, one of the things that my dad used to say was, hey guys, hey Elena. One of the things my dad used to say, hi Tiffany Smith, welcome. My dad used to say movie actors don't do TV, and now all you get is movie actors on television. You know what I mean? Like movie and TV have kind of like, they're all just like one different forms of storytelling now at this point.
Yeah.
So,
who else
Miss
died?
Tessmacher passing away, Valerie Prime passing away is kind of a sad thing. Yeah. I know they're doing a GoFundMe to make sure she wants to be buried at the celebrity LA cemetery. Ooh, that was a reverb. And so, there's a GoFundMe out there for Valerie Prime's funeral, which is a good thing. Just sad. We also lost Nicholas Brendan. I don't want to get into it too much. He had problems. He was a physical abuser, but he was also Xander on Buffy. I'm having a real tough time as we progress through this life of separating people and their roles from them being awful human beings.
I think Charisma Carpenter said it the best. She missed the man that she knew. That she
that's part of it.
Grew up with and loved, and she still remembers him and still is very sad about it, but
he got very angry at the end.
She misses the person he was.
Yeah, and and all these different things that kind of jump into it. But rest in peace to those three. It is going to be really quick before we bring Harry on because
Ted Nichols also died.
Who?
Ted Nichols. You might know him because he was the composer of the Flintstones theme song, Scooby-Doo theme song,
yeah.
Josie and the Pussycats theme song.
There's you got your three, yeah. So a Hanna-Barbera favorite.
He had a very long life, so that's always nice. And he had Alzheimer's at the end.
Morgan, you've heard about Wheel of Fortune. Don't lie. You're his fiance. That's good though. I like that she's like get to the guest, get to the point.
I won't lie. I didn't know this.
Gave it away that she was watching though.
She is a smart gal. We appreciate everybody watching.
She's like, get to the hubby.
Gave it away.
Yeah,
interesting.
If you're watching for the first time and you like seeing Harry on or like whatever, like what you see tonight when we talk about movies and pop culture, by all means like and subscribe on all those places: Facebook, YouTube, IMDb, Instagram, Threads, X, or whatever the crazy man is calling it this week, or Twitter, or whatever the fuck, Blue Sky, all those places. Good evening, everyone. Hi, Tim. Thank you for joining us. We appreciate you.
Hello.
New sheriff in town. Tim Sheriff. I think it's a sheriff, right? Tim Sheriff. New sheriff in town. We'll talk about TV shows also a little bit because we're in a big TV show bump right now. Had a bunch of TV news. We got a Firefly.
My show started last night.
Firefly reboot coming. I just got done watching Scarpetta on Prime. You have Prime. It's from Blumhouse. It's got a good cast. It's got a bendy, time trippy kind of timeline going on. It's got a young actress playing Scarpetta. It's got Nicole Kidman playing Scarpetta. It's got a young actress playing her sister. It's got Jamie Lee Curtis playing her sister older. It's a great show. It's a crime procedural that Patricia Cornwall did. One of her most famous characters. It is a fantastic show. I binged it in a day. Like, I had to get to the end. I had to figure out who the killer was. But it's one of those shows. It's really good. We're all going to be talking tomorrow about this. This premieres tonight. As we're taping, I think, we might be down a little bit because of it. But there was a big announcement about this. First, all the episode announcements were announced. This is the order. So season 2 has 1 tonight. And then 2 episodes next week. Episode 4 on the 2nd. Episode 5 on the 14th. Episode 6 on the 22nd. Episode 7 on the 28th. Episode 8 on the May 5th. And then after we get Daredevil and Wilson, Mayor Fisk going at it, the Kingpin, they announced that the Punisher movie, a special Marvel presentation, R-rated Punisher movie called One Last Kill, will premiere on May 12th. So if you like Heroes for Hire and Defenders, it is a golden time. So Scarpetta and Daredevil are what I'll be watching. And that's about it. I think it's a good time to bring Harry out.
Good time.
He's waited. It's a good time. So I'm going to introduce this young man. He's an incredible young man. I've known him since he was a teenager. I trained him improv. Again, I was okay. He was fantastic. And he's just one of my favorite people. He knows a lot about movies. He's smart. Has a good fiance that makes him better, probably. Like, I'm going to be honest. Ladies and gentlemen, Harry KRENITSKY. Hi.
Hello, everyone.
Good to have you.
It's great to be here. I'm excited.
Welcome to the show. I want to say one thing to get it out of the way. That wheel was awful to you.
That wheel was a motherfucker.
It was a bitch.
It
was not nice.
It was not nice. And not even to all of us. We all got bankrupt.
Yeah, but the one kid got $32,000, Harry. I think he's okay.
Yeah,
I think
he's fine.
I don't think he's cursing the wheel today like I am cursing it for you. So our history, and we'll go into it briefly. I taught at the Second City class that Chris Barnes had kind of like, I'm going to pass it off to one of the interns. And I was the intern. And so you got stuck with me, but you were always great at
blessed.
improv. Let's not get out of hand. I'm okay. I was okay. But you were always one of my favorite students. The class we had was very small, but it was like I could throw you guys out there for a half hour and we would play through all the games, get through everything, and I could throw you out there with adults. You eventually joined. We actually had a group called I Miss Trevor, which was an improv group made up of all of the people that took the class at the Scranton Cultural Center. And basically we had our own little improv group that we ran shows out of a theater in Duryea.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Phoenix Theater was
The
Theater.
Yes.
The Phoenix Theater in Duryea. So you were part of I Miss Trevor. You were around so you knew all of the people that I spent a good portion of my late 30s, early 40s with. And like all the important, like Ren Schmidt, who was like my best friend in the world. And like Michael Whitbeck. What was that?
Oh, good.
But I miss Ren.
I miss Ren. There was not a day that goes by.
Incredibly funny and just one of the warmest people. I really.
And he wrote completely awful stuff for me. Like he wrote. Do you remember? Like, I'm sorry, we got to do a little bit of a history. Do you remember the sketch where we were supposed to be animals? And he made me into a sea anemone.
It's coming back. Yes.
He made me into a sea cucumber. So basically the way the sketch was written, I couldn't talk or move. And he put me in the center of the stage and just like, what animal is he supposed to be? He's supposed to be a sea cucumber.
One you find in your mother's drawer.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And I had to sit there and he's like, why aren't you talking or moving? And it's like, I'm doing what a sea cucumber does. They just sit there. That's what it is. But so we had a really good group of people. We had a bunch of shows that we ran that were like, we had like sellouts. They were modest. They were fun. But everybody wrote their own stuff and sketches were written and like we did full improv games. You remember Sid Michaels was a big portion of it.
Sid Michaels, yes.
Sid Michaels. Do you remember that we had a whole Sid Michaels? I don't know if you were there that night, but I think you were. We had a Sid Michaels sketch where we were doing Survivor in the cast. And Sid had we made up some stupid immunity thing that Sid, like, he was the one that was voted to get it before the show started. And then he was the only, he was the only one that anybody knew had anything. So it was like, he wasn't going to get voted off the island. And it was just a crazy night of like, every time we did a sketch and then we'd jump into the Survivor thing, like people getting voted off and Sid had like a mystery bracelet. Like it was the best of times. It was like, it was cold in the theater. There was no heat. Like they were like, you can rent the theater, but you can't turn the heat on. And it was like the middle of winter in Pennsylvania. And it was brutal. Like they're like, you could come in and audition. It's going to be cold though.
Talk about improv. You have to pretend you're warm.
When I say cold, by the way, I mean like cold where you're performing and you're there and you're like, and you can see your breath. But you were part of that. You were always like, smart and funny, and you fit in with adults before you were, before you were done being a kid, really. What are you up to now? Now, I know you worked at Disney. Now you moved back home. Disney.
Yes.
What was working for the mouse like?
Whew. It's a love-hate relationship. I will say that. But honestly, incredible. I still talk to so many people who I worked with. You really do become a family because you're there. That's your life. The mouse owns you. So you have to find love amongst this motley crew that you're with. So
what attract? No, you knew Morgan before that. You guys went as a package,
Yes.
correct?
We did.
Did you guys work the same attractions, or did you guys get put in different things?
Different things, but same park. We were in Animal Kingdom. Both were food and beverage, but she had the whole park. She had outdoor vending. I was stuck in my own little world, the world of Pandora. So I lived among the Na'vi for 3 years, and that was my life, the Na'vi. That is why James Cameron is a god to me, because he was my god.
Well, because you're now indoctrinated.
I am.
It is
Only got to Kanye.
I won't discuss what I think of the Avatar. Anyway, I want him to do something else. So desperately want him to do something else. Just a personal thing. Just a personal thing, Harry.
That's fair.
So
that's fair. I get it.
Let's get some comments. Let's see if the comments are fun. Ryan West. We got. I'm glad they're bringing Jessica Jones back. Fingers crossed on Heroes for Hire. That's what I'm saying. Plus Punisher and new Spider-Man. Yeah. The new Spider-Man. We haven't talked about the new Spider-Man trailer. It's pretty astounding in every conceivable way, and it's now the most highly watched trailer in the history of film. So I think it might do well in July.
Probably.
Ken McKernan says, "Hey, Harry."
I'm ready to concede. It's Jean Grey.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you can say hi to people that I can't see everything, so that's cool. But yeah, so let's talk quickly. Not quickly, but let's kind of talk. You were on Wheel of Fortune.
Yes.
Now, are they as secretive as Millionaire is? Like, did they make you couldn't tell anybody? Did you sign a non-disclosure that you can't give anything out?
I was terrified. I didn't tell anybody anything. It's like, I am not getting caught. There's a cell phone here. They tapped it. They're gonna find out my secrets. So
Sony knows everything. Well, okay, so I had an easy out on that one. Mine was easy. First, my show taped in November and I didn't air till April. So I had a long time to wait. When did you tape?
I taped the day before the Super Bowl. So
okay, so not too long.
Not too long ago.
That's not bad. We had like 5 months. And so, but I had an out. Here was my out. My phone a friend, because I was on Millionaire, my phone a friend got the question wrong. Got the answer wrong. And so when I called him and asked that he gave an answer, I didn't take his answer. And so what happened was I gave a different answer because I didn't trust him, because he didn't trust himself. Like he just didn't sound good when he said it. And I'm like, I'm going to go a different direction. So what happened was I got lucky because nobody wanted to fucking talk about it. Because he came out of it. We were at a party the following weekend going, I know I got the question wrong. I think I cost you a lot of money. I'm like, I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to discuss it. And he's like, cool. So I had an out. I had an immediate out.
How do you even get involved with this? I mean, I know you have to apply, but how does that whole thing work?
Great.
So I went on the website. I was encouraged by my family. We watched it every night at my grandmother's house, and it would be a whole family gathering. So they said, oh, we should just do it for fun. So my sister signed up. I signed up. We went to the website, sent in a little video about myself. And it was about 2 weeks after that, I got an email asking if I could just do an interview and play a few puzzles on the computer, virtual. So did that. That was February of 2024. So didn't hear anything for a long time.
So right your immediate thought is, I botched this.
Well, yeah, you're ready to write it. Yeah. Right? It's already been written.
Never going to hear.
Yeah, I wasn't doing anything.
I think part of that is that
that dream's gone.
I think part of that is that they just need a boatload of people. You know what I mean? They just have a backup of people. They need everybody on hand, as many as they can get.
So what did they do to contact you? I mean, do they email you? Do they call you? Like, how does
it's an email? So yes, right before Christmas, this past Christmas, I got an email, just a random email asking, here's a few weeks in January and February. Are you available? Can you come out to Los Angeles?
Yes. The answer
Absolutely.
is yes. The answer is yes.
Yes, I can.
Mine was a postcard that I had taken the test in New York, taken the test, had a meeting with producers, had a great time. I told you about that. I had a great time talking to the producers. He was confused about why I was a Raider fan, Jerry. It was a great. It's hilarious. Because he's like, you're from Scranton. Why are you? And he was wearing an Eagles hat, and he's like, why are you a Raiders fan? I'm like, long story. And so then I touched base, but I didn't hear back from them for almost a year and a half because they also had so many people in the pipeline. And I got a postcard. Are you available this week? And the answer is like, first thing is like in your mind, you're like, this seems fake. And then you start reading it and you're like, okay, I'm going to contact the thing on the card. And they're like, no, this is real. You want to be on the show. Let's go.
What I'm getting is that if you do apply for these things, you have to expect that you're going to be waiting a long time to possibly get a response.
I think a decent amount just because of the sheer volume of production, right? Because I was on the daily.
Speaking to a few people, they did have a quick turnaround where it was like 2 months and they found out they were going to be on the show. Most of us, though, were about that year and a half, 2 year mark. So I think for majority of people, you are waiting a decent amount of time.
We have a question from the Peanut Gallery, and I love her so much. She makes me laugh. Harry, will you be splitting your winnings with your fiance, asking for a friend?
After he says I do, he'll have no choice.
Yeah, he'll have no choice. It'll be legal. Morgan, you just wait. You just wait it out.
It's all her money anyway.
It's
not mine. We're not splitting.
It's not splitting. It's going to be like it's going to be used for something for a wedding or something.
Is already in place, huh?
My question, Ken. First off, I was destined to be on Millionaire the day I was destined to be on. I had a question about David Letterman. I had a question about football. I was supposed to be on.
Mm-hmm.
The day I was on, I was supposed to be on. Who was Letterman's first guest and each of the spots he's been? Each time he's done a late show. Who was the first guest? Easy question, easy answer for me. The second question, one of the easier questions I got was, this team hosts a football game every Thanksgiving Day. And the answer was Lions. And then Bill Murray was the answer to the David Letterman question. So I was destined to be on. The question my friend got wrong was the original Portuguese pronunciation of Christopher Columbus.
Oh.
Yeah, it was not cool. It was not a cool question at all. It was really hard. And I guessed and I got it right.
Well, what was it?
Like all of them were all there. It was Columba, and then I think it was like Colombe. And because Portuguese focuses more on ease with the accentuation, I went Portuguese. I picked Colombe and I got it right. And I moved on. The question I left on was, I had 2 questions before I had to bounce out at 10 questions in. The 2 because I could drop a question, and the question I got, first question I got was like, what was the name of Ford's first automated robot on its assembly line? I wasn't going to get that. The next question I got was all about Greek philosophy, and it was all the usual suspects. So it was Socrates, Aristotle, Euripides. They were all there, and it's like I couldn't get rid of any one of them I couldn't get rid of any of them, so I'm like, I'm going to walk. I did get to embarrass Kelly, though. She was very angry with me. Because I said, they were like, one of the things they said, it was like, is there anything that's going to annoy your she was my wife at that. She was my wife. No, she was my fiance. I can't remember now. I can't remember. It's bad.
Oh,
You're
JW.
done after
a long
this.
time.
But
Just saying, his girl's getting points. You're just.
Yeah,
take
he's doing great.
notes. Take notes. When you say I do, you will.
I shared the money too, and I'm fine. I said when she gets angry, her nose twitches, and they immediately put the camera on her, and her nose twitched. So it's like
she was pulling a Bewitched on you.
Oh.
Yeah. But that was the question that my friend got wrong, so I was safe. So you go on the show, or you fly out. Now you took your dad with you, not fiance.
Yes. No, she stayed here.
She stayed
My
there.
dad went. Yeah. He's retired. He loves the show. He's the one who pushed me anyway. So
And also,
Yeah.
like, you took your dad with you. That seems like a really cool thing to do.
It
Also,
was.
like, is your
Absolutely.
dad like trustworthy? He can keep a secret. Is that like how's he been doing keeping the secret?
Oh, he did great.
How
Yeah.
did you do keeping
Okay.
the secret? Because that's pressure.
No, I did not do great. I kept the secret. But I
I
don't
did
know how
not do
well
great.
the
I'm
face
theatrical.
worked.
I like talking to people about things.
Right.
Are you going to be on?
Yeah, no. And immediately, yeah, it's just okay, all right. Face is red. I'm shrugging a lot.
How'd you do?
But I did it. If Wheel of Fortune producers are watching this, I kept the secret. Thank you very much.
He did well. I did talk
Yes.
to two of them that sent me the cool pictures. I got again. Let's put up our pictures that we got from. We want to use them, but I got to put up the banner first. Credit Stony Pictures Television, so we don't get in any trouble. That's you on the show. That kid had a good. Everybody was snake bit by the wheel. This is before you pulled ahead of this terrible woman in third place. Now she was really nice. She was very tough.
awesome.
She was super
Liza.
tough, though. A super tough New York librarian.
She was.
Um,
And funny enough, she was on New Year's Rockin' Eve with Ryan Seacrest this past New Year's Eve. She was dancing with the Savannah Bananas.
Oh,
shit.
Got it in.
So let's ask: How are the hosts? Were they everything you wanted them to be? Were they?
Yes.
Like-
So I'm
I
not
think
gonna
the
lie. I didn't know Wheel of Fortune was still on air. I also did not know that Pat Sajak was like not the host.
right.
Seacrest was chippy about the like you guys hitting the bankers.
Didn't know. I saw pictures and I was
There's
like,
a little
"Whoa!"
enjoyment there, right?
He was like it was like a time for him to be like, hey guys, you're gonna do this? Like we're playing a game here. Let's try to win. I was like, look, the wheel's not working, buddy.
No, it was broken.
So let me ask you a question. Before they go out, before you go out, did they say anything to you? What's the pep talk like in the back room before you go out on stage? I'm just
So they
curious.
do give us a time that we all get to try to practice a puzzle, really get the rules down. And then during the show, every time there's a commercial break, they pull us to the sides. They're pumping us up. They're like, great job. Buy those vowels. Great job. They're giving us water, pumping us up. It's like we're in the boxing ring.
Make sure you mess up.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, they were really.
So my story goes like this: millionaire so you're in the back, a producer walks up to you before you go out, you're in like a tunnel, and then they introduce you and you go out and you sit in the chair. I was worried about sitting in the chair because I'm a fat guy, so it was a tall chair. I was like,
Yeah.
so I was very concerned about that, and they're like, it should be fine. I'm like, it should be fine. Like, I don't want to hear that. But the thing they say to you on Millionaire,
Yeah, right.
yeah, you'll be okay. If you fall down, fat guy go boom. But so what they say to you, what the producer said to me, he goes, I just want you to know it's your money. And I told my wife, I'm like, it's the most shattering thing anybody's ever said. Like, because my confidence going in was great, but they took me to the side. They patted me on the shoulder. Just remember, every bit of money that's out there is your money. And it's like,
I just forgot everything I learned.
I just forgot everything I fucking knew.
Right.
So they go over the rules. They do all the rules things with you.
Mm-hmm.
Were you like, how long have you watched Wheel of Fortune? Is it like something you've watched forever?
So it's something that when I was a kid, of course, you're watching it at night. It's something that you just throw on. Everybody's watching in the background for holidays. But it wasn't until I came back from Florida and spent a lot more time visiting my grandmother during the week. And so it would be myself, Morgan, my father, my sister, my grandma. We just gather there, watch Wheel of Fortune and Jeopardy together. So coming back from Florida, that was 2023, 2024, around Christmas time. That's when we really got into watching it every night.
Interesting.
And then did
Of
you
course,
get aggravated enough to like want to join in? Like, I know this, and this idiot doesn't know it. Come on, dude. Like, what made you want to do it? Like,
so I think it was just, I really didn't expect to be on it. I thought it was going to be an experience through the audition, and then that was it. So when I didn't hear anything, this is completely normal. This is what I anticipated. I never really pictured myself spinning the wheel.
And that's the rub, right? You go from being somebody that's in your seat that you're like, I can do this.
I'm getting the puzzles right. It's not a big deal. I'm sitting on the couch. Different beast in the studio.
Yeah, I saw you. Can I tell you something I picked up on that I don't know a lot of people? I'm sure people who know you, but there were a couple of times when I saw what I saw, and this is just between you and I,
right.
When you were younger and you failed at something on stage, you would have a like that look right there, that like, what the fuck did I just do? And I'm one of the few people that have seen you do it because I've done it with you. We've been on stage and done it together. Where both of us are kind of just standing there going, what is happening here? And I saw it a couple times and I'm like, Kelly walked by and she goes, oh, how's he doing? And I'm like, Will's being angry. Will's not treating him well. And she goes, oh, I hope that kid does okay. And I'm like, yeah, it's been not good for him. Like the Will's been evil. And then later on she came in and I'm like, she goes, well, how'd he do? And I'm like, he came in second.
I'm taking it.
Right. It came in second. It was out of nowhere at the end. What's the puzzle you got right?
Spring Fling.
Spring Fling. You got, yes, it was. I was sitting there. I was going, come on, kid. Come on. Don't give it back. Let's go.
From the couch, from the easy couch.
No, it wasn't. Don't give it back. It wasn't like I know it. It was more like, come on. I know you know it. Come on.
That's how I felt, especially through those quick puzzles where I got good afternoon.
Yes,
because I knew, I was like, I'm really messing up right now. I'm not on this board. I'm going home empty-handed.
Good afternoon. You picked with 2 letters, and I'm like, because they do a series that are all like, they're all like same phrases except for the last one. The last one's usually way off. So it was like, good morning was the first one, good afternoon was the second one, and you got it in 2 letters, which I was like, I just need him to have cash.
Honestly.
And
I was like, I don't care whatever comes out of my mouth. I just need to try.
And then you read the one you got wrong. I will say the interesting thing is you read it this way. And I was like,
as soon as it came out,
I was like,
oh, God.
Yes.
Question.
So what Gad, what you got?
I have a question. Right. When they said, are you available to come out to LA, do they have any part in that, or do you have to do all that? Like, you pay for it, you find the place to stay, you do everything?
They do have hotels that they suggest because you do get a discount for being a contestant, but it's on you. Make sure you get out there, and no matter what, they're going to give you a little something just to appear on the show. So nobody was leaving completely empty-handed, but still you're paying a little more in the travel anyway. So yeah, you're not up.
It's like going to Vegas. Okay, some questions. Here we go. Christova. Yeah, well, that wasn't one of the answers, Ken. So you would have gotten it wrong too, buddy. I'm just saying.
That's a Canadian.
Did you both get sticker shock finding about the 35% prize tax? I don't know. Is that still in play? Is that in play in Pennsylvania? Or you're still working on that?
Right now, I know.
Check? Did you get a
check? There's no big check. No,
we got a check. We got a big check.
Yeah.
Kelly and I got a big check.
You got a big check?
I still have it somewhere. It was roughly the size of like a like it was a big check and a note from Meredith. Because Meredith tells funny jokes during the breaks, and I got her jokes. I was laughing, and she was like, "Nobody laughs at my jokes," and I'm like, "Well, if they're funny, everybody should laugh at them." And she's like, "Exactly, that's what I'm saying." So she sent me a note, and then I got a big check.
That's awesome.
It wasn't a big check, but it was like it was bigger than normal check, like, and it was like laminated kind of thing. It was cool. I didn't have to.
I still have to wait several months before I get anything, so hopefully I get a big check.
Yeah, hopefully you get a big check. If you get a big check, you got to send it in so we can put it up. I wasn't a wheel guy, more of a Jeopardy guy. I think everybody is until you take the Jeopardy test, and then you're not as much of a Jeopardy person as you think you are.
No,
because the tests are really hard. It's my money, and I want it now. And then everyone is smart sitting on the sofa watching it in front of the cameras and crowds. I'm sure a whole different story. I think that's the biggest concern, right? Because you're outgoing, you're jovial, and you're smart. But once you have people once there's like a button in your hand and decisions to make and buying vowels and
yeah.
Did you have a favorite part of the experience? Did you have a favorite part that you went, this was the coolest part of this whole thing?
I think honestly meeting everybody, because they filmed 6 shows in one day. So all of us are together. We're up in a special section in the studio audience. We're watching the show together. We're watching everybody's show like all day. So that was really cool. Making connections, because I did have some connections through Facebook. We got exchanged numbers. That was the coolest part, honestly. But because heavy. That wheel is very heavy. Not expecting that.
Wasn't expecting it to be heavy.
I was getting nervous that once I started filming, I was gonna fall over. Then that's the moment. I'm a TikTok meme now. So
that would have been amazing, right? Not for you though, but
so what about did they have like food for you in the like did they do like a dinner or any like what did they do anything to kind of like celebrate everybody coming in and film the shows, or like a luncheon or anything like that?
So they give us breakfast. We get breakfast burritos, but at that point I'm just so nervous. I took 3 bites and it's in the garbage. That's not happening.
Like, I'm not eating that. Let's not do burritos.
I heard that they give you pizza for lunch. Luckily for us, we had it catered because there were some technical difficulties on our Friday, so we got pushed to a Saturday. They wanted to treat the crew because
the crew had to be there.
They had to be there on a Saturday. They're pissed. That's why the wheel was pissed at me.
The wheel was angry. We discussed this.
Yeah.
But it's a good experience. Like, what would you say to somebody? Like, I know we watch all these shows where the hosts of the shows are like, get off the couch, come in, watch it. What would you say to somebody who's watching tonight that's like, hey, I love Wheel of Fortune, or I love like a game show I want to watch, or what would you say to somebody? Would you recommend the experience? Was it something that you're gonna like cherish forever?
Forever. Yeah, no, this was one of the greatest moments of my life, and really didn't anticipate it. That Wheel of Fortune would be one of the monumental moments of my life. But it was like being the other ones experience.
No, they can't all be a gay West Side Story, Harry. They can't all be
that is another moment.
They can't all be stuff that almost causes a heart attack from your overweight improv teacher. They can't all be golden. Like, oh, I'm going to pull this out the night my mom comes.
That will forever.
You can tell the story. You tell the story because I've told the story. So you tell the story from your perspective, watching me sit and look at your mom and look back and look. Explain.
Yes. So we were playing a game on one night that my parents. It was the first time.
It was your first show. It was your first show with all the teen cast.
Yes.
Getting up in front of all their parents.
Right.
with the chubby teacher to the right doing lights, because that's what Chris Barnes did. He would do lights to cut the scenes off. Go ahead.
So
explain yourself, sir.
So the scene went off. We were a little bit of a West Side Story with the Bloods and the Crips. And of course, I mean, what's the West Side Story without
a love story?
Them all, and I had to pass the AIDS virus to everybody. It
went bad. And I'm sitting there. I'm just sitting there going, I don't know when to turn the light out on this. I'm gonna have to talk to parents afterwards.
And I had to keep heightened. You know, like you have to.
You got more flamboyant. Yes.
Right.
Yes.
And
more flamboyant.
Off we went.
Off we went. And then the best part. Okay, so the best part of the story, I was having an angina attack. Like I could literally feel my heart pounding out of my chest, going, I have to talk to parents. This is I didn't encourage this. Like
it's your fault. Stop it.
It was my fault. It was my fault, but it wasn't my fault. So, the parents were really nice. Then I met Harry's mom. Harry's mom, Luann, was so nice, and she walked up and she goes, "Oh, yeah, it's what he does." And I'm like, and she goes, "Yeah, he embarrassed you. Yeah, that's who he is. He embarrasses people." And it was just, she hugged me and she was like, "No, that's who he is. That's just who he is. He embarrasses people."
Yeah,
I was like, breathing a sigh of relief, thinking I was going to get fired. So I just got a note from the producer of the show. Sorry. Okay, that's great. But yeah, so it was a really great night. You guys were very funny. It was Joe, I believe. Joe was the other, he was the Blood, you were the Crip, or vice versa.
Yes.
That's Joe, right. Who joined the military. We like Joe very much. We wish him well. He just got married too. So you guys are all you youngins. All you youngins are getting married.
Getting hitched.
But, so you went out to California. Was Seacrest nice, or was Seacrest like standoffish?
So I was nervous because I heard some rumors that
I've heard things. Yes, he's not Pat Sajak. Yes.
Guy. No, he was very, very nice, making sure that he talked to all of us, gave us all a moment behind the scenes, talked to me about the Oscars. Of course, he was the host of Red Carpet for many years, so talked about that. But he was interested in the contestants and making sure we weren't.
Everybody was taken care of.
We were staying in the moment and really embracing. I think he knew what this was for us. Ryan Seacrest, great guy.
Now, did
my quick interaction.
In your quick interaction. Did you get any interviews or anything from local news up there? Anything?
So tomorrow I will be on PA Live.
Nice.
Talking about the experience. Of course, the PA Live movie guy right here. Yes.
Yeah, I was. And then I got replaced, but it's okay. Everything's fine. I'm the original. I'm the original formula. I'm not New Coke. But yeah, so that's cool. I'm so excited that you're gonna have such a great time. PA Live was always they run a good show and it's always super fun. You get on for a segment. Make sure you ask to eat some of the food, whatever their food guest is.
Oh,
yeah. They always have a food guest. They always have a food guest. Like make sure, like, hey, I just want to stay and watch over things, and then wait for the food. At the end, there'll be food. So, just giving you a heads up on how PA Live works.
Hang out for the rest of the day.
Yeah, I'm just gonna stay to watch the rest of the show if you don't mind. I just want to say,
you guys are great. I just want to see how you.
So this is a big experience. I'm so happy for you. I'm so glad you got to do it. I'm so glad we could talk to you, have you on the show. I love you and Morgan. I respect your movie skills. You're like I don't want to call you a mini me because nobody, like, you're much thinner than that, but you understand the premise. And And so at some point you guys will come on and talk about the Oscars. You were on our Oscar show the other night, but you were in the middle of a party, so it's like it was hard to get. But I just appreciate you. I wish you and your family the absolute best. You can stick around if you like. We're gonna do some of the regular show stuff. You want to hang out? You're smart. You can hang out and talk. And we'll wait for if there's any more questions for you.
All right.
It's so great having you, and I'm so happy for you. And I know it was hard, and I was rooting for you. So like, not in the moment because it was taped, but I was sitting here like in my house just going, "Come on, kid, come on, stupid wheel." It wasn't stupid. I didn't say stupid wheel. I was like, "Fucking wheel!" Like,
yes,
that wheel was bitch.
We cursed that wheel.
That wheel was bad. It didn't want to work on Saturday.
That's what it was. Yeah, overtime. So I get it. Losing your weekend.
Exactly. Harry, how about this? Let's do this. I'm going to ask you one quick question before we go to the stuff we normally do on a Tuesday night.
Yeah.
What are the 3 movies you're looking forward to the rest of the year?
Ooh, all right. The rest of
Top
the year.
3.
Okay.
Top 3. So this is pressure because I know there's at least 4 you want to see. So I'm going to make you pick. I'm going to make you pick 3 because that puts a little bit of pressure on you. And then if you're wrong about one of them and one of them's better than the one you picked, I'll be able to call you out later. Like a little bit of pressure. It's kind of like, doing Gay Bloods and Crips.
That's right. So
3.
Pick the one
3 for the rest of the year, buddy.
All right. Have to go with Dune. Not Dune Messiah anymore. Dune Part 3.
Just Dune Part 3 because they don't want to confuse everybody, and they also don't want any religious stuff in the idea. Even though it's about a Messiah, they don't want to get too. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Dune Part 3.
Dune Part 3. Digger.
So that's the Tom Cruise movie that everybody's kind of talking about. Okay.
And I have to say, Scary Movie 6.
Okay. That is definitely not the 3 I thought you were going for, but that's cool. Will you? A quick question: are you going to see both Dune and Avengers on the same day?
Oh, yes. That's all day long.
What's first?
Dune.
Okay.
I can't wait for Dune. And then I feel like the Avengers Doomsday, it's going to be the dessert.
Okay.
It's a layered cake. A lot of icing.
I thought with your Oscar prevalence, you would have said the Odyssey, but okay.
Oh my God!
How can I forget?
But okay. I mean, you picked Scary Movie 6. Yes, that's. This is on the internet. This is forever.
The Armand Assante one was really good, though.
Yeah, it was a decent one, but it's not. I mean, it's not going to be the Matt Damon, Christopher Nolan movie. But
we'll
see. You picked Scary Movie 6. What's up? Anyway,
we'll see.
No pressure there.
Oh, the shame.
I mean, it'll be a fun watch.
Oh, it's going to be a blast. I think. I'm hoping. I think the Wayans brothers have it. One of the better
reactions. It's going to be good, but I'm worried that it's going to do what it did last time.
Well, I think they fizzle out really quick. But what I would say is it was the best theater trailer reaction I've seen in a while. Like before Scream and hit, it was a good trailer. People were there for it. They got a kick out of it. But you picked that over.
I just want comedies in theaters. That's what
you want comedies back in theater. I think that's true. That's
you know what? I'm surprised you didn't mention.
Again, you picked that over the Odyssey. Just again.
I'm surprised you didn't mention The Rock with his wig. Like I just need to see Moana. I do.
No.
Oh yeah, just want to. He
looks
so amazing with that wig.
The mouse had control of him. He doesn't necessarily have to say he wants to see mouse things anymore.
No.
Listen, I've seen The Rock in some bad wigs, but they greenlit that.
They did. They said yes to that. Yeah. Wild. Jerry,
that's
what
worse
do you got
than
in
an
your
SNL wig. Like
it's bad. Jerry, what's coming from your basement? What do you got for our friend Harry? Something cool?
Yeah, it actually has to do with games.
Nice.
So
Love games.
not here. 1978 Odyssey
You have
2
an Odyssey
game
2?
system. This
Holy
game system
shit, Jerry.
is complete
In packaging.
in the packaging. Controllers. We've got owner's manual here.
Do you have games for it?
Oh,
You never even
I'll get
tried
to
it?
that part. We've got a welcome kit here with all of the games listed. We've got
And
several.
it just sits at his house in a bag. In a box.
What games do you have?
There's a lot of games here. There's baseball here. There's Mathemagic and Echo.
Just so we're clear, the instruction manual alone is worth $100.
Pickaxe Pete, and they all have the inserts.
Of course they do, Jerry. Of course they do.
We've got Matchmaker Logics and Buzzword. Alien Invaders Plus.
Which is their version of Space Invaders.
Yep. Hockey and Soccer.
Nice.
Speedway, Spin Out, and Crypto Logic.
That looks like Tron. Put that back. Look at it. It looks like Tron.
We've got their version of Pac-Man, Casey Munchkin.
Casey Munchkin.
It's like Pac-Man, right?
It's definitely like Pac-Man.
We've got Invaders from Hyperspace.
That looks like asteroids, or actually, that looks like you know what that looks like?
It's like asteroids.
Is it asteroids or is it
Yep.
is it Defender?
It's like asteroids. If you can kind of see that,
Some
right?
of those games are so hard.
Football,
Nice.
Out of This World, Helicopter Rescue. I got a couple more.
So do you hook
Bowling and
these up, or do you
basketball
just have them,
and
Jerry?
computer golf.
You just have them sitting like you realize you could put your kid through college with these, right? Some of these things.
Oh, I don't know about with this, but it's an
Yeah, but
Odyssey
2 weeks
2.
ago
This
you
was
had
like
2 weeks
this
ago.
was like Magnavox.
2 weeks ago you had the Bionic
College.
Women.
You,
match.
Tori, we're gonna steal some of your games and make a game system of our own.
2 weeks ago you had the Bionic Man and the Bionic Woman, and a month ago you had Godzilla with the firing arm. Please put me in your will at some point. If I somehow in my fatness,
Wow. That's not dark at all.
Look at how cool the
Put you
football
in my-
looks. Like that's the graphics on
everything's
football.
dark. Everything's dark.
It's amazing.
It's ironic.
It's amazingly worse than Atari, but it's like
It's incredible. Oh my god! So the Odyssey 2.
and I have another one. I have my old Odyssey. I had
Okay,
the
this
Odyssey when
isn't
we were
your
growing
old
up.
one. This is just
This is one I found at a yard sale, but I have my original one with more games. They're not in the box though. But I still have my original.
you amaze me, brother. You amaze me with the amount of cool stuff you have in your. Again, if I was gonna pick to live back in Pennsylvania, I'd live in your basement.
I don't blame you. See how cheesy it is? Casey Munchkin. It's like Pac-Man.
I feel if I lived in your basement, all you'd have to do is throw down scraps of food, and I would find things to do.
Oh, I'd feed you better than that.
Oh, okay, cool. As long as you're offering.
You'd have a bathroom too.
Okay, cool, excellent. Thought I was gonna have to go outdoors. That's what I used to do in Pennsylvania when I would
I
drink.
do that sometimes anyway.
I have to
even
go
though I have two
outside.
bathrooms. I go outside because I like to be warm.
Do you remember how hard it was to drink in Pennsylvania some nights? Like going in the middle of a forest and like having a fire and like trying not to get arrested. Anyway, fun times.
Fun times is right.
Fun times.
High school.
My favorite arrest story. While we're at it, since we're on it, best arrest story ever. I went to see The Bodyguard at Viewmont on Thanksgiving Eve. I went with Sean Williams, Eric Wright, their girlfriends at the time, and we were drinking a bottle of whiskey in the parking lot, and we got caught. And the cop knew my dad because the theaters were in the same place.
That's the character.
And So when I got home, my dad's like, anything you want to talk about? Nope.
You already knew.
Yeah. Anything you want to talk about? No, I don't want to talk about it at all. I know you know. He's like, you're not going to get a citation and neither are your friends, but that's the last time you won't get a citation. He's like, if you're going to
Pre-gaming
drink
for the bodyguard.
Yeah, I needed something, man. I was dateless, and I was going with 2 couples. And so I'm like, well, what do I get out of this?
Mhm.
I got a bottle of booze, much like Bluto Blutarski in Animal House. I got a bottle of booze, and I was
What am
drinking with more. No, it was more like when Otter throws him the bottle, and he's just like,
Yep.
chugs it down. Like that's what it was. Stupidity. It was utter stupidity because all the cops in Dixon City knew my dad. So it was like it was dumb. That's cool as hell, Jerry.
1978.
That's awesome.
That is. They're very, very profitable on eBay. Couple things. Here we go. Joe originally turning into the happy video game nerd. Jerry's turning into the happy video game. But yeah, but it's not. I mean, it's pop culture in general. Like Jerry is a pop culture a day in the life. Ashley wrote, "You can have it all, JW."
We have to sell that.
The funny thing here is that my wife would say.
This.
The funny thing here is my wife would say, "No, he can't." So again, I'll just have to live in the basement. Anyway. Okay, last part of the show.
Harry, that's what you get when you say I do. Just kidding.
I'm taking notes.
I'm a man. It is what it is. But I mean, it's incredible the amount of stuff that we pick up and have. Again, everybody knows my new thing is popcorn buckets. I'm mildly obsessed with popcorn buckets. So
All started from that Dune popcorn bucket.
All started from the Dune popcorn bucket, which I have, by the way.
Sure.
Yes.
So yeah, I'm mildly obsessed with popcorn buckets right now because they're cooler than anything else. Like they're just way cooler. I don't know why. They just are. I don't know. I've got a lot of good ones. AMC down.
Are they
AMC,
really?
yeah, they are. You can't tell me you don't think that's not a cool popcorn bucket.
That's
You
crazy.
can't tell me that you don't think that's cool as shit. You can't.
So I'm currently looking at
feeling
a
a little
screen where
anxious,
you are the
you know what I
size
mean.
of a dime. What are you holding up?
The handbook for the recently deceased. I'm feeling a little anxious. You know what I mean?
It reads like stereo instructions.
Okay, I can see that one.
You can't
I
tell me
won't
that's
say
not cool.
that that's not cool. I'm just saying it's like the popcorn pop vinyl thing. It's just
No,
how many are you going to actually buy?
There's a lot of bad ones now too. The Devil Wears
Like,
Prada
this is the
2. They have a
latest
little
one.
bit of bad.
I don't care what
Exactly.
anybody
I'm
says.
not saying that some of them are good.
This one is cool. Okay, so this one is super
I mean, the
cool,
first Dune one, that looked amazing.
look at the sides. Look at the intricacy on the side. I'm trying to do it in the light so you can see it. Face knife. They're the cooler things that we have right now. Herbie's back there. I got Herbie, right?
I mean, we used to have to go to
He's a
Burger
popcorn
King.
bucket.
for these
If I hold it up, hold on.
right? We
Back
used to have
there,
to go to
see?
Burger King to get the glasses.
No, hey, listen, I grew up collecting all the Burger King glasses. I had all the Batman, like I think it was like Batman Forever. I think they had glasses.
Yeah,
I have the McDonald's Disney glasses from when I was a kid. Like,
Right.
I get it.
The
but
best thing ever from Burger King. I have every piece of it. When the original Lord of the Rings came out, it was a giant ring.
Are those glasses?
No,
I have one of the
giant-
glasses and it lights
it was
up.
the goblets. They had the goblets, but the thing that they had for toy wise,
Yeah, that's
they
what I
had a
meant.
giant ring, and they had all of the characters from the movie that formed a giant circle around the ring in the middle. I have every piece of it. So it had like Legolas, Gimli, Aragorn, the Hobbits, Gandalf, Saruman. It had the big troll. It had, the Balrog. It had all of and they were all around. And when you put them all together and you turned it on, the ring had a fire glow to it. And if you turned it, it would spin and do all, like, it would play little things from all of that.
Nice.
So like Gimli talking, it's one of the coolest things awesome. I have.
I have my Burger King 3D glasses.
Yes.
Those are my prized possession.
Amazing. Anyway. Okay. So the time we've all waited for, although I'm not thrilled with tonight's episode, Jerry.
It was okay.
But I expect more from Charles Beaumont. Charles Beaumont was the writer tonight of tonight's episode, and I just expect more from Charles Beaumont. He is one of the best, writers on the Twilight Zone, and it was just one of those things where it was like, it wasn't great. Like it was weird and funny, and but not great.
It's not one for the books that's memorable.
It is not one for the books. It's not one of the best of the season 3 that we've been going through.
It's for the completist.
It's for the completist. So tonight's episode is called Person or Persons Unknown. It is, let's see. It is episode, wow, we're deep. Episode 27, season 3. We only have like 8 episodes left.
Deep like a sea cucumber.
We're deep like a sea cucumber. Ren's laughing somewhere. Aired March. Wait, this gets better. It aired March 23rd, 1962. So we're actually catching up in timeline wise. We're almost 60 years to the day watching these. 64 years to the day. Opening narration. Cameo of a man who has lost his most valuable possession. He doesn't know about the loss yet. In fact, he doesn't even know about the possession because, like most people, David Gurney has never really thought about the matter of his identity. But he's going to be thinking a great deal about it from now on because that is what he's lost. And his search for it is going to take him into the darkest corners of the Twilight Zone. I don't know about the darkest corners of the Twilight Zone. It's certainly a dark corner.
A strange corner
of the Twilight Zone. So Guy goes to sleep night of a party, wakes up next to his wife. She's not moving. He's hungover. He has to go to work, as some are wont to do. When he gets up, she does not recognize him, however. So, and it starts a series of just weird little moments for him. So he goes to work. He goes to the favorite bar. The guy doesn't know who he is. He then gets arrested for trying to do something. He works at the bank and it doesn't go well. He gets arrested and he gets taken to a doctor who basically says to him, David Gurney doesn't exist. He's never existed. You created it all. It's not real. I don't know who you are. We don't know who you are. And he's like, are you just saying this because I lost my license? And the doctor's like, no, you are not David Gurney. And so, but like, there are weird little things that happen in the episode because Twilight Zone, like, for example, he calls certain numbers and the right people answer, but they don't know who he is. So he calls his mother, mom. And
who's this?
Like, it's so he calls all these different numbers. This is the facial reaction, much like Harry when the wheel hit bankrupt. Mom doesn't recognize him.
Why won't it spin?
Damn it, it's so fucking heavy. Evil wheel. So it's just a series of crazy, and you don't know exactly what's happening, and it doesn't have, how do I say that? It doesn't have a traditional full wrap up. It kind of prolong, like it extends the arc. Because basically he goes through the motions. It's written by our good friend Charles Beaumont, one of the great writers. Also has a documentary. I found out there's a documentary about Charles Beaumont, Jerry, who had a hell of a life. Charles Beaumont, I was reading about him today. Charles Beaumont, his mother wanted a girl and dressed Charles Beaumont in girls' clothes until he was like 6 or 7 or 8.
Sleepaway camp.
Yes. And so Charles Beaumont escaped his crazy mother by writing science fiction and horror stories. And he's written some of the best Twilight Zone episodes. I was going through it today. Like he had just all these wacky things happen in his life. He wrote some interesting books. He's been quoted and admired by Ray Bradbury, Harlan Ellison, Richard Matheson, of course, Robert Bloch, and Roger Corman. He wrote the episode that we really enjoyed, Jerry, about the devil called The Howling Man. He wrote that episode. He also wrote number 12 is Not Like the Others, right? Which is the one about the girl that didn't want to be beautiful. She didn't want her surgery. She wanted to be like ugly. And so it was just, it's a good episode. So the episode ends and he wakes up on his bed with his wife. She gets up, goes to do whatever, and he doesn't recognize her.
Right.
So it's person or persons unknown, and that's where it ends. The final closing narration. And so we don't, if it was a bad dream, his wife is different though. So it's like, it's all these, he tries to find a photograph of his wife. He does all these things, and everything he does says he doesn't exist. So final narration, a case of mistaken identity, or a nightmare turned inside out, a simple loss of memory, or the end of the world. David Gurney may never find the answer, but you can be sure he's looking for it in the Twilight Zone. So it's a good episode. It's just, it doesn't have a...
It's not a wow factor episode.
Right. It doesn't have a button, right? It doesn't have the traditional Twilight Zone button where you're like, they nailed it out. That one hit it out of the park. It's a cool thing that, it starts out with him. It has a nice wraparound, like for improv purposes. You get back to the beginning of everything where it's like, now his wife doesn't recognize him, which is cool. It's just one of those things where it's like, it doesn't hit it. It doesn't feel it. You know what I mean? And so it's one of those, not bad, just not great.
Next week's is better.
Next week is an episode called The Little People. It's episode 28 of season 3. We are speeding towards the end of season 3. And it's about a space team that gets stuck on a planet, and we'll see what happens to them. But Serling warns us this week at the end of this episode that next week is not for the faint of heart. Good luck. Things are going to be bad. Chills and spills next week. And just cool. Twilight Zone, as we careen through, I'm trying to think of other shows we might do. Now, I'm going to say this, throw this out to the peanut gallery. Jerry and Joe have not seen Firefly in its entirety. Raven, you have seen Firefly and Serenity.
I don't think I've seen it at all.
That's what I'm saying. Well, it's only 13 episodes. I think
if we watch it, do you make them watch it the way that it was shown on TV?
No.
Out of order?
No.
Or do you do it the right way?
You do it the right way. It's like, this is like, I'm going to give you two things the way you have to show things to people. If people want to watch Firefly, you watch it in order, the way Joss Whedon wrote it, and you watch it in order so you understand the characters before you get to the bank job, the train job. You have to. The other thing that I say, we were talking about this week because the kids were on spring break and we're going to try to watch Star Wars to get ready for Mandalorian and Grogu. If you're showing somebody Star Wars, this is the rule I go by. You have to show them A New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, and Return of the Jedi. If they don't like those three, there's no reason to put them through anything else. There is no reason to make them watch The Phantom Menace or Attack of the Clones or Revenge of the Sith if they don't like Star Wars. So if you have friends,
you just sell them on the teddy bears.
Right, because they'll watch the newest ones and then they'll be disappointed by the old ones, right?
It doesn't.
They
You
don't
can make
like
fun of the Ewoks. I'm okay with. It was originally supposed to be Wookiees. It would have been much better. Anyway,
Listen, I'm telling you, if you want to sell somebody on Star Wars, you do it like you're a toddler. You give them a teddy bear. And then you go, oh, that's cute. Now you give them a love story. Here you go. And then you see, here's that floppy thing that talks like a weirdo that's a little like, you know, a little touched. He's actually a Sith. Don't worry.
Jar Jar
and then you turn on the TV and you show him the card.
This is not Jar Jar is not a Sith. That's the order. You do A New Hope, you do Empire Strikes Back, and you do Jedi. If they like those three, great. You can find out how Darth Vader became Darth Vader, and then you can watch the sequels that are somewhat good, but also like basic clones.
Which one's Whoopi on?
She's on The Next Generation. Don't fuck around. Don't fuck around. Don't. I can pull a Joe. You can pull a Joe.
Box, I'll be fine.
I can pull a Joe.
Doesn't matter.
But yeah, that's the order. That's the correct order. Okay. We've come before we talk. There is one movie opening Friday. People are talking about it. It's getting a buzz, and the buzzwords are kind of fun. This movie coming out called They Will Kill You. It's from producer Andy Muschietti. It's got Zazie Betts in it. And what I'm hearing is if John Wick, Kill Bill, and Ready or Not had a baby, it would be this movie with Zazie Betts fighting a bunch of... Again, I'm amazed at the sheer volume of satanic cultists that are bad guys in films right now. We've got a lot of satanic cultists. But apparently she starts working in a hotel, and she's there to be a sacrifice, and she has to get out of the hotel alive. So that's the only movie opening. I'm telling you right now, Project Hail Mary is going to have a very big second weekend.
Yes.
Because the word is out, and now that the word is out, it's going to bounce along until it's going to be number one until Mario Brothers opens, and then Mario Galaxy opens, and then it'll bounce around until the end of May or to the end of April. But that's the movie opening. Raven, what do you got going on? Any Rocky Horror coming up, or you just had a show, right?
April 11th, the STD group has a show at the Ritz in Scranton. And other than that, I have nothing coming up. I'm gonna deep dive into my books this week.
You're not gonna immediately get off this show and go watch Daredevil? You're a liar. You're a liar. I talked to Rich last night. Rich couldn't mention what he saw, but he goes, I've seen everything.
Listen, I'm not saying anything because last time we did this, I said on air what I thought was going to happen on episode 1, and then Joe was not happy.
No, he was not happy at all.
So I won't make any predictions this season.
It's hard being right. I predict. No, the prediction I'm going to give you is that I think the Kingpin becomes one of the greatest Marvel villains. If he's not already, I think he becomes one of the greatest Marvel villains going.
We're going into this knowing Daredevil's absolutely in Spider-Man.
No, but this season will cement him as one of the most dangerous, even though he's only human. One of the most dangerous because of his ego, because of who he is. And I think there's going to be good things there.
They have to make him like
I'm
the most
very
villainous.
angry at Rich.
There's no way to bring Purple Man back.
Rich has seen the entire second season. And so he's like, do you want to know anything?
Yeah.
I'm like, nope.
Rich is a jerk, and we all dislike him now.
I don't want to know shit. Harry, your episode on Wheel of Fortune is appearing on Hulu right now, right? You can watch it next day.
Hulu, Peacock.
All those places.
Yes.
This week. What do you got going on? When are you coming back? You're going to come back and visit our show.
Oh, yes.
You and Morgan. It's got to be... I'm not going to do it because I don't want to split the money or whatever the fuck is going to go on there. Yeah, I know. She's like, I know who runs the thing.
Oh, yeah.
Jerry and I understand the concept. Yeah. What do you got going on? Who do you want to say hi to and say anything you want to say? Get it out.
So I want to say hi to everybody who from Disney, I'm working right now, North Pocono Preschool, so the teachers there, my family, everybody really came and supported me. They're listening to this. They're watching PA Live tomorrow at 3. I just want to say thank you, everybody, for rooting for me. And thank you all for having me here today, because this was a blast. And I can't wait to come back. I want to talk movies.
Yeah,
Definitely. Absolutely.
I have visions. I still have thoughts about. I think you guys, that show we were talking about.
Scary movie.
What's up?
Scary Movie 6. There we go.
Absolutely.
Yes, what you chose over the Odyssey, over the Odyssey, over Supergirl, over Spider-Man. Just so we're
over Spider-Man, over Supergirl.
Yeah, over Supergirl, over Spider-Man, over the Odyssey.
He said Doomsday, so
yeah, but
that's right.
Anyway,
he's gonna do what I'm doing. He's doing Doom.
I just think he got excited about the trailer. Jerry, what do you got going on?
April 25th, we're at the Ritz with Traverse the Abyss. May 30th, we're at Union Vapors in Dixon City, and July 11th, we are at the V Spot. It's great.
Awesome, amazing. Get me some pictures so we can put them up and get when we do these previews.
We'll do.
If you like the show tonight, if you want to support this and wait for Harry's next appearance, anybody who's watching because of Harry, because he's that important, like and subscribe, a YouTube channel, Facebook, Instagram, Threads, Twitter, or whatever the fuck the maniac's calling it this week, X, whatever, IMDb, all those places. Like and subscribe there. We have other shows on our network. Every Monday night, Rich Dries and I do a show called Generation Movie. We do classic movies. We just did The Hustler last night. We are doing movies that have legacy sequels, or sequels that waited a while for them to happen. So we did The Hustler last night. Next week on Generation Movie, Monday night at 9 p.m., we're doing The Color of Money. Get your Paul Newman fix. Get your Tom Cruise fix at the same time. One of the great sequels of all time. And then on Tuesday nights, we do this show called Loud and Nerdy. Come back. We talk about whatever the pop culture is of the moment. We have a refreshing take from Raven, and Jerry and I are the old guys who are, living with our toys.
Old.
And then, And then Thursday night at 10, they do it every 2 weeks. Our good friends Riot, Ryan West, and Joe Ridgely, they'll be doing Untrained and Unscripted this week, 10 o'clock, March 26th. A very important show. It is the Reality of AI episode. Special guests, experts in the AI field. Joe has told me time and time again, come with your questions. I'm going to ask about Skynet.
I was going to say Skynet. We're asking about Skynet.
That's my that's my main question. What happens when the AI decides we don't need to live anymore? It's just how I was raised, kids.
100, man.
I haven't seen Firefly at all. Ken, you can watch with us. Send me the correct way to watch it, and I'll try it. 13 episodes is easy. That's what I'm saying. You just watch them in the order that they're on. They're on Hulu. I think they're on Hulu. Thank you for joining us tonight. I want to thank again Harry KRENITSKY. We also want to thank Sony Pictures Television. We don't want these Sony overlords upset for Harry's pictures for the show. Thank you for joining us on Loud Nerdy on a Tuesday. Everybody have a great week.
I also just want to say that Pat Sajak is alive. I had to look this up because Ryan Seacrest is the host, and I did not know. He is alive.
Do you feel like Pat Sajak would be replaced like Dick Clark was replaced?
Listen, last week you had me looking up Barbra Streisand because I thought the way you said it that Barbra
last
Streisand was
you were hammered.
I know.
Okay, just
it was great.
I'm just saying. I thought Barbra Streisand
was a great
was
show.
Dead.
You asked interesting questions that scared our Lost Boy guest, but it was fine. Everything went fine.
Show us.
I wasn't going to talk about it until you throw that. I had to study Barbra Streisand last week.
I'm just saying, that wasn't even on the show. That was on Generation Movie. You said it one way, and I was like, Barbra Streisand died? I'm like, holy shit. She didn't.
Thank you for joining us tonight. You're delightfully difficult. Harry.
Always.
I wish you and Morgan the best, and use the money wisely. Do something fun. Don't do something safe. Do something cool. Thanks for more comments. Okay. Drunky Brewster. How was
I'm not
it
even
working
drunk
with
tonight.
Phoenix? Yeah, how was it working with River Phoenix? And the poor kid I almost cried. And I might have made
That's not my fault.
I might have, well, it kind of was. You asked the question. I made a clip out of it. It was amazing. Thanks for joining us. Everybody have a great week. Go see a movie, watch a show. I'm going to go watch Daredevil.
Make someone cry.
Make someone cry. Yeah. Or not. We'll just try to have a good time. Thanks for joining us. Come back next week.